My name is Eric Michael, and I've sold over $5 million in sports cards very profitably. And because of sports cards, I've never had to get a corporate job. And I make these videos to help other people get into the world of sports cards to make money. And maybe a few of you who I help make a lot of money through these few videos will want to work with me on a higher level and join one of my programs. But for those others, it's totally free, and I enjoy making these videos, and that's why I do it. And in this video, I'm gonna give you a little secret life hack. It's a sports card hack, it's a business hack, and it's helped me out a lot. So let me tell you a quick story. So when I first got into sports cards, I was about 17 years old. It was back in 2015. Yeah, you guys can. And I was a total dick. I was an asshole online. I'll admit it. All I cared about was making money. And it was very obvious when you were talking with me through Facebook or Instagram. It was just very obvious. My messages were short, they were right to the point, and I just was not a pleasant person to deal with for the first few years I got into sports cards. And as time went on, it got harder and harder to do deals with people just because they simply didn't like me. And when I really got into the world of business and building this business, Major League Profits, where we help people make money with sports cards, I started to find out that, wait a second, actually being nice and doing the right thing by people makes you more money. Let me give you a broad business example, and then let me give a sports card example. So Major League Profits, right? We're a coaching program. We teach people how to make money buying and selling sports cards. We have a few different programs, but let's say we have a program that's $1,000, right? Well, if I make this program really good, and you give me $1,000, and in the first, let's say the program's 6 months long, and you paid $1,000 to be in it, but because the program was so good, there was so much support, the videos were really good, you made $10,000 in profit in 6 months, and you paid me $1,000 for the program. Well, guess what? You're gonna wanna do more business with me because I actually made a valuable product that was good, and you made more money, and guess what happens? You tell your friends, you tell your family, you also want to pay me more money because you're going to be like, oh, Eric, what is next? I paid you $1,000, you made me $10,000. Well, do you have any programs for $5,000 or $10,000, right? That's how business works. If you deliver something valuable and you're actually a good human being, it turns out you make more money, right? Who knew? And let me give you a sports card example. So with sports cards, there's so many people out there, and I know for you guys that buy and sell sports cards, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are a lot of you guys out here that are not pleasant people to deal with, and you're total assholes. I'll call it straight up. There's so many people that'll, have cards that are worth, let's say, $500, and they'll be like, I want 600. I know what it's worth, and they're totally grumpy. They're just not pleasant to deal with at all. If you've ever bought and sold a sports card, or if you've ever been to a sports card show, you know exactly what I am talking about, trust me. If you're enjoying the content of the video and want to learn how to make a side income with sports cards, I spent the past 3 months putting together a training to show you exactly how it's done in detail. Sports cards has allowed me to live a life beyond my wildest imagination, and I'm thankful for the hobby every single day. That is the reason I teach sports cards, and I'm so passionate about it. At the end of the training, we offer a paid program where you can work closer with me. However, I do not want you joining until you've watched the training I put together. It will show you exactly what's inside the program and how to make money with sports cards, and from there, you can make an educated decision. If you'd like to sign up for the training, either scan the QR code on the screen or text the word Eric to 973-755-9486, or click the link in the description. Just to repeat it, if you'd like to sign up and watch the training, scan the QR code or text Eric to 973-755-9486, or click that link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. So what I do in my sports card business is, let's say I buy a card for $100, and let's say I get it graded, and let's say it's worth $300 now. Well, there's so many people out there in the world of sports cards that want to get every last penny. They want to sell it for $300, or $305, or $310 to feel like they won. Instead of selling it for $300, you sell it for $275, $280. You give someone a little bit of a discount. Number one, it's going to sell much faster, and you could take that money and then reinvest it much quicker, which is going to make you more money in the long run. And number two, guess what? People want to come back and do business with you. That's how business works. If you give someone a deal, when you have more cards, they're going to want to buy more cards from you. You ever hear the saying, you buy from who you like? It's so true in anything. It's true with coaching programs like myself. It's true with sports cards. And guess what? As time goes on and you build up this massive list of people you've done deals with and you have goodwill with, when you get sports cards and you need to sell them, you can just shoot a text out to a few of them. Hey, you want this? And they'll buy it from you probably, right? Because you've given them a deal in the past. And the same thing goes for buying. When you're selling something, give someone a small discount. Be pleasant to deal with. You know, maybe include a candy in the package when you send it to them, or a card. Be a nice person. Maybe include an extra $5 or $10 card when you send it to someone for their kid or something. You know, if you sell a $300 card and you made $150, maybe take $10 and say, hey, I know you have a son. I saw on your Facebook profile this card of Victor Wembanyama is for you, for your son, right? People are going to want to come back and do business with you, and they're going to tell their friends, right? That word of mouth compounds. And the same thing with buying. When you're buying a card, let's say a card is worth $100, instead of trying to get it for 80 or 70 or 90, if you think you can make money on it, say, hey man, I'm an easy person to deal with. I want to be easy. I want to do more deals in the future. Here's $100. I know if I negotiated, I could probably get it for $10 less, but I want to pay the full amount. Here's an extra $100. So be a nice person, because guess what? When that person has more cards in the future, they're going to come back to you, right? This goodwill compounds over and over and over again. And as time goes on, you build up this massive network of people that actually want to do business with you, and they tell their friends, and their friends want to do business with you, and their family, right? So actually, it turns out being a good person in business actually makes you more money, and you're a good person. What I want to do here is I'm going to jump to my computer real quick and just show you how I kind of systemize this, because I want to give you guys a little bit of a tactical thing to do. So let me jump to my computer real quick, and let me show you how I kind of keep track of all this good stuff. So let's go to my computer. All right, so this is how I systemize my connections, you could call it. So I use this spreadsheet. It's very simple. This is a nice little template, and you can see, so DOP stands for data purchase. So what day did I purchase it? It's January 1st. What method did I use to pay? You can put Venmo, your credit card, debit card. What's the card? What platform did I use, right? This FB would stand for Facebook. Then what I do, this is key, right? Put the seller's, put his name, and then link it to his Facebook profile. You could insert a link into this text, so you can just go right back to it. Their phone number, I strongly recommend getting people's phone numbers. Way easier to do deals, way easier to go back and forth. Where did I ship the card to? It could be my house. It could be consignment, you know, wherever. That's for you. How much did the card cost me? So let's say it cost me $500. And then let's say I sell this card in the future. And let's say I sell it for $1,000. Well, I made $500 in profit, which is great. And who bought the card for me, right? Who bought the card? So what you could do is, these are key. The buyer and seller things are key. So who bought the card? Let's say, this doesn't make any sense, but let's say Eric Michael also bought the card. Well, I would go to Facebook. I'll take my Facebook profile. That's one of my Facebooks. I would just insert a link right here, and boom. So you have a whole list of connections. You could just go down and hit them up whenever you want. This is how I systemize this goodwill, you could call it. And yeah, this is how I have all my connections. I use this simple spreadsheet to keep track of my profit, my loss. Hopefully there's no loss. And when I buy something, I can just go to the seller column. I should probably call this, like, just keep it simple. Who did I buy from? Let's make it worded easier, because it's a little confusing. Who did I sell to? There you go. That's a lot easier. And whenever I want to buy more cards, well, I have a whole list of a ton of them. This is just a template. I don't want to give people's names away because they're my connections, not yours. No, I'm kidding. It'd just be unfair to do that. But yeah, this is how I systemize it. Using this spreadsheet, I just link their Facebook profile. And the same thing can be done with eBay, for example. So let me just show you real quick. Let's say instead of on Facebook, let's say we bought this card on eBay. Who did I buy from? Well, let's just take a random seller on Facebook, on eBay. So like this guy, or PC Sports Cards. So seller's other items. This is his store. You can just take the link, grab it from above, even though you can't see it. and then put it here, right here. So who did I buy from? PC Sports Cards. And what you want to do, insert a link, and boom. That's why I bought it from. So it just links right to their eBay store. I can just go right there. This is how I systemized it. It makes life very easy. This is just like a template spreadsheet I made to show you guys how it's done. Theoretically, as time goes on, you should have hundreds of these people, and you have a nice database of connections, so you never really need to go out of your way and look for who to buy from. Well, it's all right here. Hopefully this made sense, and let's get back to the camera. So I hope that spreadsheet helped you out, and I hope this video helped you out a lot. An amazing book to read, and I think this book is so good. I actually have the name of the book tattooed on my thigh. Is called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. The book changed my life. I read it like 3 years ago, and just life-changing. Dale Carnegie is someone that used to teach public speaking back in the 1930s. He was very famous for it, and he wrote this book on basically how to get people to like you, essentially. And it's just amazing, and there's simple, timeless principles that just will live with you forever, and they existed in the 1930s, and they still exist now. I strongly recommend everybody reading it. I make all of my employees read the book as well before coming on board with Major League Profits. That's how important I think that book is, because being a nice and good human being, number one, it's actually good for business, and it's the right thing to do, right? And I know there's a few of you guys watching this right now that are saying, I probably could have been nicer. I sometimes come off like an asshole, and I used to be like that. So I fully understand. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.